Hey everybody, Father Mario Romero, the priest at Holy Cross Catholic Church here in Lafayette. Yesterday was Wednesday, March the 3rd. Today is Thursday, March the 4th of 2021. We got from Bishop Desatel the latest directives of Governor Edwards. I believe it was on Wednesday the 3rd. Gave some new guidelines. I think he calls it modified phase 3 guidelines for the state of Louisiana. And so Bishop Desatel and the leadership at the diocese looked at the guidelines. And yesterday we got what does that mean in the local church parishes. So before the weekend, I wanted to kind of go over some of the key points in the guidelines. So bear with me as I read off the document. This document is on the diocese website, www.diolaf.org, diolaf.org, and it says this: all Catholics continue to be dispensed from their obligation to attend Sunday Mass, so that dispensation, that permission because of health reasons, not to attend Mass in person, that dispensation continues. He says, nonetheless, the duty to sanctify Sunday should be fulfilled through some devotion, either watching Mass on TV or on the internet, praying a rosary, doing scripture readings, etc. People of all ages with underlying medical issues should strictly adhere to all CDC guidelines. The next paragraph: without capacity limitations, the majority of congregants will be sitting closer to one another. And so the Governor Edwards says now for churches, there's no capacity limitations. So congregants will be sitting closer to one another. Then it says, as such, because we'll be sitting closer to one another, the wearing of mask is expected. The wearing of mask, now that we're sitting close to one another, closer, is expected, the bishop says, for each congregant, barring young children and those with respiratory difficulty. So a little small kid would be playing with their mask and taking off their mask. Somebody with breathing conditions, the mask might create a difficulty for them. And it says pastors are to remind parishioners of the importance of wearing masks or face coverings. Mass should continue to be available to churchgoers. And here at Holy Cross, near all of the entrance doors, we have boxes of masks. And another little change, starting this weekend, this weekend's Masses, you'll be able to enter from any door that you want. We had to count in the past numbers of parishioners that were coming to Mass, and so they were coming through one door so the counter could count them. But this weekend, all the doors will be open. You can enter and exit through whatever door you would like. Individuals refusing to wear a mask should not be turned away or treated harshly. So the guideline is masks are expected to be worn because we'll be sitting closer to one another. But it says if you don't do it, you won't be turned away or treated harshly. It goes without saying, liturgical ministers, sacristans, etc. should wear masks. The next paragraph, the state fire marshal has recommended places of worship adhere to moderate mitigation standards and social distancing measures to prevent the spread of COVID. 6 foot of separation from individuals not within the same household is recommended. Pastors should designate a social distancing section of each church, reserving approximately 25% of the total church pews for individuals who are immunocompromised elderly, etc., who desire to worship 6 feet from others. And so here at Holy Cross, we have our pews are kind of in a shape of a wedge. And so here at Holy Cross, we have designated 2 areas that we would call the designated areas. And you can tell them by the ribbons, the white ribbons on the pews will remain there. So every other pew in those 2 wedges are blocked off, and then you can sit 6 feet from the person next to you. And so that will accommodate, I think, around 42 people, depending on if it's a bunch of single people or families that come in. It's about 42 people. And so those 2 wedges, those 2 areas, if you would like a 6-foot distancing, that's where you would sit. The other areas of the church, the ribbons will be taken off of the pews, and you can sit where you would like. Every pew would be available to sit in. And obviously don't go right up against somebody, but it's more the normal seating that you would have. The next little section, holy water fonts are to remain empty. And I guess the idea with that is hundreds of people sticking their finger in the same water, I guess whatever germs or whatever, just trying to be sanitary. Hymnals and missalettes may be placed back in the pews. So at Holy Cross this weekend, we'll have our beloved missalettes back in the pews. So we were printing them on our weekly bulletin before. And so you'll have your missalette with all the scripture readings and all the mass parts available to you in your pew. Choirs are permitted to come back and sing. So I'll call Wayne Hebert. He's our music director here at Holy Cross. And we have a beautiful music ministry. Many different choirs sing, so we really miss them over these months. So we're trying to get them back activated. The sign of peace is to continue to be omitted, and I haven't been doing that in a while, to prevent shaking hands and all that. So these are some of the main points in this directive. Like I say, if you'd like to look at it yourself, diolaf.org, diolaf.org. And so I wanted to kind of give you a heads up. This coming weekend, there'll be 2 wedges of pews, 2 sections of pews, and there'll be signs saying if you want a social distance, this is where you should sit. And the other pews will be open. All the doors will be open. I don't know if it's too late to get choirs for this weekend. We've been having usually 1 singer and a keyboard player, but I'm going to call and see what we can do. So I wanted to update you so that when you came to Mass this weekend, you would kind of know what to expect. So thank everybody for listening. Hope to see you this weekend. God bless.